From legendary origins to gruesome legends, here are the top 10 spookiest Halloween treats from history. Happy Halloween. Number 10. Apples. Legend has it that the first jack-o'-lanterns were actually made from apples. During the 18th century in the British Isles, there was a popular game played with apple bobbing. In order to play, an apple would be suspended from a string, and then the players would try to bite into it without using their hands. But apples have been associated with death and the afterlife long before that. In ancient Rome, people believed that apples could ward off evil spirits. They believed that these spirits could be dangerous during the month of October, which is why they would put apples in front of their doors to appease them. Number 9. Nuts. Nuts have a long history as both food and medicine. But did you know that some nuts can also be deadly? In the Middle Ages, people believed that eating certain nuts could cure all sorts of ailments, from headaches to heartache. But they didn't realize that these nuts also contained a small amount of cyanide, which can be deadly in large doses. The most common nut to be used for this purpose was the bitter almond. So if you're going to be eating any nuts this Halloween, make sure you know what you're getting into. Number 8. Candy corn. This colorful candy is a must-have for any Halloween celebration. But did you know that it has a dark past? Candy corn was invented by an Italian immigrant named George Renzi. He created the candy in the shape of a kernel of corn because he wanted to pay tribute to his homeland. But he didn't realize that the colors of the candy would remind people of death and decay. Black was the color of mourning during the Victorian era, while orange represented the souls of the dead. So if you're not careful, you might just end up summoning some unwanted spirits with your Halloween treats. Number 7. Popcorn balls. Popcorn balls are a fun and festive treat that's perfect for any Halloween party. But did you know that popcorn has a spooky history? In ancient Aztec culture, popcorn was associated with death and sacrifice. The Aztecs believed that the universe was born from a giant ball of corn, and they used popcorn as a symbol of this in their religious ceremonies. They would even use popcorn to decorate the bodies of their dead kings. So if you're enjoying a bowl of popcorn this Halloween, take a moment to remember its dark past. Number 6. Gingerbread. Gingerbread has a long and storied history that dates back to ancient times. But did you know that gingerbread can also be deadly? In the Middle Ages, gingerbread was sometimes laced with arsenic, which was used as a way to kill people. Arsenic was also used to make sweets taste better, so it was often put in gingerbread without people realizing it. So if you're eating gingerbread this Halloween, make sure to keep an eye out for any suspicious ingredients. Number 5. Donuts. While today we associate donuts with sugary sprinkles and coffee, in the early days, they had a much more sinister purpose. During the 1800s, when many people were fleeing Europe to escape persecution, they brought with them recipes for fried dough that they had grown up on. These recipes were often passed down from generation to generation, and they eventually evolved into the modern donut. However, they were originally much darker, often filled with savory or even disgusting ingredients. For example, some recipes called for the addition of small pebbles or even live eels. So if you're enjoying a sweet donut this Halloween, count yourself lucky. It could have been much worse. Number 4. Cookies. It's hard to imagine anything more innocent than a plate of freshly baked cookies, but these tasty treats have a surprisingly dark history. In the Middle Ages, cookies were sometimes used as a form of punishment. They were given to criminals as a reward for their bad behavior, and they were often very hard and stale. Of course, things have come a long way since then, and today we associate cookies with all sorts of happy occasions, including Halloween. But next time you reach for a cookie, take a moment to remember its humble beginnings. Number 3. Caramels. Caramels may seem like a harmless Halloween treat, but they have a surprisingly gruesome history. During the Victorian era, Caramels were often made with milk from goats that had been stolen from other people's farms. And the process of making caramels was also quite dangerous. The mixture of milk and sugar would often boil over, causing severe burns to anyone who was unlucky enough to be nearby. So while caramels may be a delicious treat today, they weren't always the safest snack around. Number 2, chocolate. Chocolate has a long and complex history that dates back thousands of years. But did you know that chocolate almost didn't make it to Halloween? In the early days, chocolate was actually associated with death and mourning. The Aztecs believed that chocolate could help connect the living with the dead, so they would drink it during their funerals. When chocolate came to Europe, it was seen as a luxury good, and it wasn't until the 19th century that it started to be associated with Halloween. But despite its dark past, chocolate is now one of the most popular Halloween treats of all time. So next time you reach for a piece of chocolate on Halloween, remember its long and complicated history. Number 1, hard candy. Hard candy may seem like a simple and innocent treat, but it has a surprisingly violent history. During the 1800s, hard candy was sometimes used as a weapon. People would carry around sticks of hard candy in their pockets and use them to hit other people. The hard candy would often break into sharp pieces, causing serious injury. Nowadays, we don't associate hard candy with violence, but with childhood and innocence. But next time you eat a piece of hard candy, remember its not-so-sweet past. Now you know that Halloween treats have a lot more history than you think. From the days of the Aztecs to the 1800s, these treats have been associated with everything from death to violence. But despite their dark past, they remain popular today. Now you can impress your friends with your knowledge of Halloween history while you enjoy your favorite treats. Just remember to be careful when you reach for that piece of hard candy.